Hey friends, Ash here with gentsscents. Hope you're doing really well. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this one right here, the new Gentleman Intense Eau de Toilette from Givenchy. This one has taken a while to come out. I've kept my eyes open because this is one that I wanted as soon as I first heard about it. And I thought I was going to be able to buy it like 3 weeks ago maybe. It popped up on Ulta.com. So they made a listing for it. It just said out of stock. And I thought to myself, okay, they made the listing. Maybe it just can't officially go on sale yet, and any day now, it's gonna become available. It sat there for like a week and a half or so, and then Ulta just took it off the website. So, no clue what was going on there. And then finally, it popped up at Nordstrom. I placed an order, and here it is. And that's one thing I've noticed here lately, is that a lot of the new fragrances haven't been coming out all that quickly after they're announced. A lot of times a fragrance will be announced, and then like 2 days later, you can buy it. But these ones, over the past maybe month or so, not the case. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. I'll unbox it, I'll show you the presentation, and I'll see how it smells. So let's go. First up, the unboxing. And this one is a 2-ounce bottle, 60 mils. Finally. So here we've got the presentation. You got the name of the fragrance, name of the house, the size, the concentration all right there on the front. Got the logo on the top, nothing on the sides. On the back, you have a small amount of information there. On the bottom, you're gonna find your ingredients and your batch code. Batch code here looks to be 1B01. And there's the inside of the flap there, a little signature. And there's the bottle. I went cheap this time, got a smaller bottle and saved probably all of 20 bucks, I think. You got the name of the house, name of the fragrance right here on the front. It's got a nice gradient, darker at top, lighter at the bottom. Logo on top of the cap, and then logo actually on the back of the bottle here as well. I think that's new. On the bottom, you've got your batch code, and it is etched into the glass, and cap clicks into place. I really like this line. I like what they've done with it. I like that focus on iris. It's not really as unique nowadays, because you've got lots of different designer fragrances focusing on iris in a lot of different ways, you know, a lot of different facets of iris, but I still like it. Let's go ahead and spray it on. Here we go. See if it was worth the wait or if it sucks. I like that opening a lot. Yeah, that's really nice. I like it. Yes. Yeah, this is up my alley. This is good. So in the top here, there's this really nice green facet. You've got basil in here, gives it this little herbal touch that I'm really digging. The cardamom, you can pick it up, but it's not as forward as the basil for me. I get a little more basil than I do cardamom. Bergamot, a little bit, but that's not the focus either. The iris is really nice. It's not like Prada L'Homme. It's not that kind of powdery, soapy iris. You know, it's a little bit further or closer to Gentleman Eau de Parfum or Dior Homme, Valentino Uomo, that type of iris, but it's not quite to that extreme of those iris fragrances. By that I mean it's not as dense, it's not as heavy as those scents, the iris in here. You've also got this touch of woodiness that's kind of working in underneath that iris. I'm really enjoying that as well. I'm not gonna tell you that it's something ultra unique, and that's because there are so many different iris fragrances out nowadays in the designer realm. Once upon a time, this would have been really, really unique for a designer fragrance to come out and smell like this. So I'm not gonna say that it is super unique, but for my taste, it smells really good. And I'm getting that tonka warmth now underneath everything else as this settles down. And I imagine the longer this stays on my skin, the more that tonka is gonna come out. But I'm starting to pick that up, this sort of warm, semi-sweet tonka note. It's becoming prominent. Well, I say prominent, but I mean, it's becoming noticeable. Maybe not prominent, but noticeable. It's good. I think if you're a fan of Gentleman Eau de Parfum, that you'll like this one as well. This one is a little bit more approachable for spring and fall, maybe slightly more versatile overall than Eau de Parfum. Now, I am a big fan of fragrances that do have kind of a green feel to them. And this is not a green fragrance, but it does have those green nuances that are noticeable. Instead of being a fragrance that says it has green notes and then you don't really pick any of it up, you can actually pick it up here. So this is almost something tailored specifically to my taste in a way. The iris is not super powdery. There's sweetness in here from the tonka that gives it a nice contrast. You've got woodiness in there as well. You have these green facets with an herbal touch. Really good. I'm gonna let this dry down. I'll be right back with just a quick wrap up, and then that'll be that for my first impressions. I am back. Fragrance has dried down a good amount. Now, I'm not gonna be able to tell you guys about the full performance here, you know, the projection, the longevity, all of that's gonna have to wait for a full review. But I can tell you guys that the woodiness that was coming out earlier has not really shown up. It smelled earlier like that cedar and that cypress was coming out, and I was gonna be able to pick it up more and more as it dried down. Didn't really happen. Nah, it didn't happen. Maybe you can pick up a little hint of it, but the tonka is really the dominant note here along with the iris. So it's mainly iris and tonka at this point. The iris is a little bit fresher than what you're gonna find in Gentleman Eau de Parfum. So it doesn't really take on that full makeup-y aspect. It doesn't take on that full powdery aspect either, though there is a little touch of powder in here. That little touch of powder that does come out here, not at all intensive. It's very minor actually. I wish that the green facets in this fragrance lasted a bit longer. I really wish that had happened, but they kind of faded out as the tonka came in. So a little bit of that originality that this one had in the opening, that kind of goes away as it dries down. So once you do hit the dry down, it doesn't really smell super unique. It does smell a little bit similar to how some other fragrances have been done in the past. But does it still smell good? Yes, it does. This smells great to me. Though, like I said just a little bit ago, I prefer the opening when you can get those green facets kind of working in with everything, and you've got that hint of woodiness starting to creep up with the tonka and the iris. It smells a lot better. Once you hit that dry down, it's mainly tonka and iris, and at that point, some of that intrigue kind of goes away. But like I said, still smells good. So if you're just trying to smell good, yeah, this will do it for you. And I'm gonna be honest, even though it does smell maybe a little bit derivative of some other things once you hit the dry down, it is nice smelling. And every time I smell it or catch a whiff of it, I dig it. So there we go, the new Gentleman Intense Eau de Toilette. Even if it's not ultra unique once you hit the dry down, it still smells really good from the opening all the way through. So I'm not gonna knock it for that. I would say seasons, spring and fall probably is when I would wear it, neutral weather kind of situations. And I think daytime or night, maybe it leans slightly toward nighttime wear, but either one. All right, there we go. First impressions, Gentleman Intense Eau de Toilette. For me, just initial first impression, thumbs up, really dig it. I'm personally a big fan of iris, love the note, love the ingredient. If you're not a big fan of iris though, I don't think you're gonna like this one. If you are a fan of iris and you like some of the fragrances that I mentioned in this video, I would be pretty mind blown if you didn't like this one, or at least appreciate it. So there we go, the fragrance is finally for sale. I think Macy's has it as well. So Nordstrom, Macy's, if you want to pick it up, that's where you can find it. And at some point it's gonna pop up at discounters. When? I don't know. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. I'm gonna take this with me. Spray it on again.